Women are born at the top of the mountain. Men are born in the valleys around it. A man is judged on how high he climbs. A woman is judged on how far she falls. Men have much to gain. Women have much to lose. A man has to prove his worth. A woman has to preserve her worth.
True.
Masculinity is built and femininity is preserved.
According to astronomy, when you wish upon a star, you're a million years too late. Star is dead. Just like your dreams.
What's the lowest amount you would need to wear a butt plug all day?
I don't have a price. There's no price. You can't pay me enough to do that. I'm sorry. Oh, I was going to say for free.
So if I wanted a high volume man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated.
So what would you call it if my daddy issues have caused my entire life to revolve around getting attention from guys?
I believe the woke term is trauma, but the medical term is called being a whore.
Honestly, if I had all the money and the love of my life, I wouldn't be on Instagram. I wouldn't be on any social media. I'll be off the grid.
I am not doing anything ever again with a man until I am married. If that's in 20 years, great.
So she's been playing the field till now, she's gotten with lots and lots of men, and now all of a sudden, she doesn't want to do that anymore. She's waiting for the right man to marry her, and she'll make that man wait. Make it make sense.
That's perfect for me.
Real men don't care about a woman's past. Really smart men do. And I love how you ladies believe that y'all are entitled to exculpation from the most ready and available information that we have about what problematic behaviors y'all demonstrate in relationships that we should consider, but y'all want us to overlook because y'all believe it's in the past, when in reality, you're still likely the same woman that you was in the past.
I'm sorry, but broke men are gold diggers to women too. You're worried about us? Some of you are worse. Like, if you're out with him and he says something like, oh, she's rich, or you got money.
I don't get the point of her argument. How many rich women would go out with a broke guy? How many? None. I've never met one in my entire life.
Run. Run. That man is coming for your pockets.
I just saw a video that said that because of the way that pigs' eyes are placed, they can't see the sky. So if someone with a pig could like lift them so they can see the sky, just so that I can be okay.
Ma'am, you will never be okay. I'm sorry, but you will never be okay.
When you realize that the most attractive features in a man are psychological maturity, problem-solving ability, emotional intelligence, and his ability to provide support, protection, leadership, and clarity, you'll get somewhere.
So because men can contribute an X or a Y to a fertilized egg, but women can only contribute an X, that means they're determining who's going to be who in society. That is crazy.
Yeah, I wonder how a feminist would react to this video.
Whether you're going to be a man or a woman in this world is up to the daddy.
You want to know what happens to little girls who aren't allowed to express their emotions in childhood?
They understand what it feels like to be a son.
I'm disrespecting my husband because I'm friends with a man?
But I think, though, it's not that you're friends with a man. The point is you're not listening to him. Like, again, love to men is respect. It's saying, you know what, I might not agree with this, but I respect your judgment, so I'm going to go with it. I'm going to do what you say. But, like, men don't want an argumentative woman.
Can someone tell me where we find the real men? I have been out on so many dates this past year with men who have told me that I'm intimidating because I'm...
Then you attract only beta simp men, because I've never met a woman in my entire life that was intimidating. Never.
I'm real and honest, and I know who I am. I'm confident.
I will never understand how people think this is a flex. The number of people commenting on my video.
Wait, people like their husbands? And she has a picture with her husband. If you don't like your husband, why did you agree to marry him? Oh, for his money. Okay, I get it then.
And saying the way I scrolled so fast. And this is not like the man versus bear debate. This is the man that you stood in front of your friends, your family, God, and said, yeah, that's my number one. That's my guy. How is that not
your best friend, your ace. I don't get it.
I've given up my body more times than I've been given flowers, and it's ironic because I hate my body, but I love flowers. I thought if I let them in, if I let them touch the parts of me, no one else.
So you wrote a poem about how you're for the streets. That's crazy. And then decide to victimize yourself online for your own decision-making instead of just taking accountability.
If you see a woman struggling with a flat tire, to help her, pull over and yell, "Go girl boss," then peel out and drive away. Helping her change the flat tire would be considered mansplaining, and that would be disrespectful. Welcome to the matriarchy. You know where women don't have to worry about getting stranded? The kitchen.
So, question. Would you agree that the way a woman presents herself by way of what she's wearing, would you agree there's a direct correlation with how she dresses and presents herself to the kind of man she attracts?
Not only how she dresses, how she acts, how she speaks, her past, everything determines what kind of man she can attract.
So let me clarify. Do you think the way a woman dresses, you think there's a direct correlation to the kind of guy she attracts?
Yeah.
How you can tell if a man really has money. And
Okay.
it's actually a very easy test. So apparently there's this new study where all you have to do is take a man's hand like this and...
That's not a real study. That's made by somebody that believes in astrology and the stars and the alignments of the moons and in chakra and in glowing rocks.
When a woman leaves you, she does it for one reason only. She thinks that she can do better.
Yeah.
Your attitude needs to be this, even though it hurts, even though it's frustrating, even though you feel grief after a divorce or breakup. Your attitude has to be, okay, I'll be fine without you.
A woman will do whatever her boss says, but barely do what her husband asks. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know how you can be to work on time every day at 8 a.m. But to make me a turkey sandwich is a problem, right? Or to do something for me is a problem. I don't understand it. I don't understand how we've gotten to the place where we're so independent. There's no interdependency that you will allow another man to dictate your whole life. But the man that you sleep with and love and say you love, he can't tell you one thing.
You become so much harder to control and manipulate the moment that you stop believing that your happiness depends on someone or something else.
That's true. You should first be happy by yourself. Your happiness shouldn't come from your fans or your family or other women.
As soon as you find that peace and the pieces inside of you and you reclaim them and you take it back, there is nothing that anybody else can do that can knock you off that course and take you off your own path of purpose. That is a powerful and peaceful place to be.
Percentage of men over 6 feet tall, what do you think it is in the population? Just say it out loud. I won't go through all of you.
8%. I want to say 1%.
14% of men are over 6 feet tall. The percentage of men that make $100,000 a year.
17%.
17, what do you think?
10%.
Keep going.
33%.
17% of men
Okay.
make over $100,000 a year. So if you want 6 feet tall and $100,000 a year, that's not 17% or 14%. It's 17% times 14%,
Yeah.
which is 2.3%. And we are not controlling for if they're married, if they're obese, or if they're good looking. And we're not
Or their
controlling
age,
for their
right?
age at
Yeah.
all. When they aren't married, when they aren't obese, and when they're in the 35 to 45-year-old range that you're looking for, you're going to find that these men make up 0.02% of the population, and we still have it controlled for physical attractiveness. That sounds so fun, isn't it?
They did a study with infants and their mothers where they would separate boys and girls from their mothers, and they would put an obstacle in between the two of them. And so when they did this with the female infants, they would get to the obstacle, see their mother stop and start hysterically crying. Whereas boys would get to the obstacle and would climb over it, fall down, kick it, roll over it, do whatever they had to do to get through it. The takeaway from it, which is true even at this age, is that when a problem comes up, women just want to be heard, and as men, we just want to fix the problem. And that's so true when we go to argue, and that's why when I talk with Chandra and she comes to me with something, I immediately say, do you want me to give you a solution, or do you just want me to listen? And 9 times out of 10, she says, I just want you to listen. But I only know that at 45 years old because I've had 30 years of doing doing it the wrong way.
I am a stay-at-home dad. In our household, the women are the breadwinners. That's the way we run things here. That's the way we like it to be structured.
Nick is a trophy husband, if you will.
We prefer it that way, honestly. Like, I would go crazy if I was at the house all the time, and I pride myself on being a breadwinner, and Jenny's right there with me. I am a manager at an organization company. Jen is management in an IT company. Jen and I make more than enough money by ourselves. We don't need that. We don't want that.
Let me just say this right quick. If you look at a chessboard, the king doesn't really move much, because he just moves a square at a time.
My guy, you will never be a king. Don't consider yourself a king. I can see the kind of women you can attract. That's not the kind of women a king would have. So stop calling yourself a king and just call yourself a simp.
Women in general become a victim in relationships. I've been in relationships where I was a victim every single time there was something wrong with a man. A man could say one thing and I'm like, well, you did. Remember when you 6 months ago said da 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 da? And that's how I used to be programmed to be. It is so important as a woman, if you want to have a sustainable relationship with a man, to regard his feelings. We disregard men's feelings so much, and it's so foul to a man because he no longer can express himself. He can't tell you how he's feeling. He cannot literally be in a relationship.
I'm going to disagree here, guys. You're in a relationship with a woman like that. Why are you there? Why are you being in a relationship with a woman like that? Why haven't you left a long time ago? A month after getting in a relationship with her and seeing that she's like that, you should have left. Why are you still there? How did you get married to a woman like that? It's your fault. You're the simp. I don't care about anything else.
Where he can actually approach you and say, yo, this happened. I feel this type of way, because the first thing we're going to do is be like, well, what did you do last week? Did you take your shoe? Did you? Well, that's fine.
And it's your fault for being with a woman like that. How can you, as a man, be with a woman that is loud and obnoxious like that? Oh, because you're desperate. Okay, well, now you have to deal with the consequences of that woman.
And we do not apologize.
And he was like, I have like an ethical dilemma. So I love a good hamburger, but I feel guilty because I see these cow videos on social media, and then it makes me feel sad that I'm eating a cow. And I was like, okay, this is awkward. But I'm like, I have to tell him that obviously a hamburger comes from pig, because everyone knows ham is pig.
The name hamburger came from a city, Hamburg, from Germany. It has nothing to do with ham.
So I was like, oh, actually, like, you don't have to feel guilty because a hamburger is made from a pig. And he was like, he's awkwardly laughed. He's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, yes, it is. And I didn't want to like keep arguing with him because I wanted him to pay for my food. But I was like, he was insisting that a hamburger is made from cow. Like,
yeah, girl, he's a red flag. I think you should hold off on dating until you find a man that also feels that hamburgers come from pigs.
I don't know why that guy wanted to argue with her. When you see a woman that is stupid like that, you just leave. If you want to argue with her, or if you continue being in a relationship with her, it's your fault.
I think that'll be in your best interest.
Dating in the US is brutal. Like, I was dating this girl for 3 months. And one day, we were actually in bed, and I'm like, oh, so what's your plan tomorrow? And she told me, oh, I'm going on a date. I'm like, what? I thought she was joking. And she said, yeah, I mean, we didn't put any label on it. Like, you didn't ask me to be my girlfriend. I'm like, but, like, I met your mom. We spent, like, Shabbat together.
Okay, and you don't know how to spot the red flags. So who's at fault here? When I tell you guys that I hold you accountable, I actually hold you accountable. What are you doing with a woman thinking that she'll be your next girlfriend when she doesn't care about you? How could she lie? How could you not see the red flags? I don't get it. I don't get it. People are stupid. I swear, people are stupid. You deserve your fate.
We're like, it's been 3 months. We're sleeping together. Like, what? You say, yeah, but like you have to put a label. You have to say like girlfriend. It doesn't make any sense for us.
No, it doesn't, because you don't have to do that. But you should know when a woman is girlfriend material.
Like in France, if you're saying like someone, and you meet the parents, like obviously you don't need to put like a word on it. Like you're like exclusive, you know? You don't have to say it. And
Okay, but you're not in France anymore. So you have to adapt. If you don't know how to adapt, it's your fault. You shouldn't be making a TikTok complaining about it.
I feel like in the US you have to say, labeling everything. Oh, we are like dating, we are boyfriend, we're like married, like guys.
She goes, why don't you just sleep around like I've been doing for the last few years? It's made me way happier than any marriage ever could. I'm sitting here like, that was the worst possible answer. Like, Jesus Christ. Then it gets crazier. She goes, I finally hit a milestone this weekend that I've been working towards since I decided to start doing this. She goes, I just hit my 500th body. And I'm sitting here like...
Okay, my guy, why didn't you get up and go away? Why? Why are you still talking to her? I don't care how rude it is. I wouldn't even pay attention to a woman like that. My guys, it's your fault. You are too nice. You are such big simps. Stop being simps.
Holy, you've slept with 500 people. Like, I thought I was the type of person that didn't care about body count, but when I heard...
Of course, because you're a simp. That's why you stayed with that woman and listened to every stupid thing she had to say.
500? I didn't even graduate with 500 people. That's like trying to, like, collect STDs, like you're trying to fill out a Pokedex. Like, gotta catch them all. She continues sliding over to me, puts her hand on my shoulder, rubs, like, it down my arm, and she goes, I can make you forget all about her. And I'm sitting here like, God damn it. Like, yes, but no. 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 The server's cleaning a table next to me. Like, I wanted to grab the sanitizer and be like, no. And spray her with it. And, like, my arm at that point.
Wow, guys, this is exactly why you want to know the backstory on the woman that you're interested in. Because she can look like your type, but not be your type. So stay informed, guys, because you don't want to be guy number 501.
Okay, so no hate to this girl, but she said in my comments, this makes me want to cry because I'm the owner of my body. I get bodily autonomy. My husband does not have a right to it. Okay, so I'm going to say something that's going to really trigger some people. So when I got married, I had to surrender me because I'm no longer just I'm now one with my husband, meaning my body is no longer just my body. It's also his body, and vice versa. His body is also my body. We are one. Therefore, you have to care about your spouse's opinions and voice. That's a healthy marriage, not separating yourself from him and saying, I'm my own person and here's things I'll surrender and trust you with and here's things I won't.
I really don't care. That guy is a simp. Why did she marry that woman? I don't get it. It's so simple. You don't like the woman that you're with? Leave. Why are people complaining on the internet? Oh, he wasn't like this. Oh, she wasn't like that. Leave. Oh, but I can't leave because we're married with 2 kids. How did you get married with her when you knew she was like this? Oh, because you're a big simp. Stop being simps. I know all of you just look for somebody to tell you online, oh, it's okay what you did. It's okay. It's not your fault. It is your fault. Because you're a big simp.